All right.
Hey.
Welcome to the Retro Reload Dance Party. No, I'm just kidding. Welcome to the East Coast version of Retro Reload. It is Thursday. That means the East Coast friends are going to be talking about some fun video game related stuff. I'm really excited to do that tonight. And yeah, it should be fun. So, hello, everyone. As you all know, I am Cashel, and I just love long walks on the beach. And with me, we have everyone's favorite camera craftsman, and he has some company today too. Nope, I'm talking about.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm talking about you. Yes, yes. He's the coolest camera expert of all time from Chicago. It's Mr. Nikon.
sit up, Jenny.
Sit up, Jenny. Say hi, Jenny.
Rocking your head, face.
As you can
Say
see,
hi.
his he's joined by two two people today. Cute. Anyways, so yes, hello there. Always ready for a red wedding. From New Jersey, it's RedBlaze57, also known as Zach.
Okay, I don't get that reference, but
It's okay, I just made it up on the spot. Um, as they say in Chrono Trigger, hold B to dash. He's driving now, but he can hear us. So, from the Bay Area, it's Dash V.
Hello.
He's everyone's favorite Hoosier abroad. Of course, I'm talking about Foxshot, coming to us all the way from China.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Yes, good morning. And finally, he is a good guy that always finishes first at everything he does, despite being named Bad at Chaos. He's coming to us now from Maine.
No.
You know, I
No.
don't like how he just had to deny that right away.
Nah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. We have fun here. So, right on. Welcome, everyone. We got a pretty big group tonight, and we got some fun stuff to talk about. So, as usual, should we start off with the usual what are we playing segment? If you-
Not working.
And this is why you should always wear a bib when you're.
Audio only. Totally different way to experience this show.
Oh man.
So what have we been
This is why
playing?
you gotta have video.
Yes. What have we been playing? So we can just go down the line. So I guess I'll start real quick then. I finished Criminal Girls last week. The only thing I've been playing lately is this Mana Khemia 2: The Fall of Alchemy. I'm really enjoying it. It's a great RPG from the creators of the Atelier series. So if you like that series, there's no reason why you would not like this. It's more story focused, so it's a lot more linear than most Atelier titles. So if you're not into that sort of thing, you may want to avoid it. But overall, I'm having a great time with it, and just like the series, it's really addictive and it has a huge focus on item creation. So yeah, so far so good. I'm excited to see what happens next. But that's all I've been playing lately.
Was Criminal Girls that one on the PS Vita? Is
Yes.
that the one you're talking about? Okay, alright.
Yep. With the bad censorship. That's the one. So, yeah. And that was fun. That game was fun. I enjoyed it. But the censorship, oof, God. It made the game actually worse than than they intended, so.
Gotcha. Okay, sorry, I saw that in a store and I was wondering if that was any good and stuff.
No, it's a fun RPG. I mean,
So what?
It's-
It's like Fire Emblem Awakening's bikini censoring?
no, oh God, no, nothing like that. No, like, you know what? This is just one of those instances where you have to, like, do a side-by-side comparison of Japanese version versus the United States version. You'll see what I'm talking about. Or you could, shameless plug, read my review that I wrote on it, which I will post on here at some point. So,
Cool.
so who's next? Well, let's see. We'll go down the line. So that means Mr. Nikon is next.
I've been playing this guy a bit. Some Rockman.
Ooh la la.
You know,
Love
playing
it.
playing the classics of Mega Man. You know, just felt like playing some old Mega Man this past week. Not too good at this one yet, but I know it's fun. I like Mega Man, so felt like playing this.
X2 was
Yes.
it?
X2.
Yeah. That one's okay. I think I love that. Man, I love that artwork though. In that Super
Oh, yeah.
Famicom version. That is so nice. Wow. Did you beat it yet? Or
No, not yet.
Give it time.
I'm working on it.
Well, Jenny, do you play anything?
Have you been playing anything
Yeah.
lately?
Um,
Some Mario.
yeah, I like to play solitaire.
She's been playing solitaire on the phone a lot.
I'm kind of boring.
It's okay.
Hey, sometimes those simple games are just fun to play.
Yeah, exactly.
How's the online multiplayer in Solitaire?
I like it with cards.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm extra boring. I'm sorry.
Tough crowd.
The
Moving
online
on.
multiplayer. You play against people online.
No, I play with cards. Do I have peanut butter on my face?
Yes.
Well, you.
Oh my! For the
Totally different show with just audio.
yeah, because peanut butter means something else when it's audio only.
Was
Red
that
Blaze 5-7, our Jersey boy. What have you been playing lately?
Lately I've actually been watching the God Eater anime, so I've been playing a little bit of God Eater Burst on my Vita.
It's on the Vita or on the PSP?
It's the downloaded version I
Okay.
got from PSN long ago.
Gotcha.
I need to really get a physical copy of that game, but been playing that, and where, as you guys saw probably in the beginning, I've been playing No More Heroes Paradise. I've beaten the game so many times on the Wii. I have yet to actually beat it on the PS3, so I'm kind of going through that right now.
Cool. What do you think of God Eater Burst so far?
It's an interesting game, to say the least. I'm not that far into it, though.
When you get far enough, you'll be able to customize your bullets so they just wreck stuff so easily, and it's so entertaining because you can make them like in different fun shapes. Like I made my bullets into a heart shape, and it just destroyed everything. So something to look forward to.
I'm gonna try to make mine into a bat symbol.
There you go. Yeah, you probably could do that too. That's a thing. So a lot of customization.
If you do like the first one, I don't think there's a US version, but there is a second one on the PS Vita. I actually saw it down at the local electronics market down here.
Yeah, I hope that that's one game they eventually bring over.
Yeah. Right on. Anything? So that's all you've been playing lately, then?
Yeah,
Cool.
pretty much just been God Eater and No More Heroes.
Very nice. And that leads us to Bandit Chaos.
I've been doing Besiege still and Killing Floor 2 primarily. That's about it. I've been kind of busy lately.
I'm busy with life stuff that takes away from video game time.
Yeah.
I hate when that happens, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you do have the time to play games, sounds like you're still kind of keeping busy with them. Ish. So.
Ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have much to say.
That's all right. In that case, we'll move on to Foxshot. Have you been playing anything lately?
Sort of, yeah. I've just kind of been playing some more Shin Megami Tensei on my phone. And also a little bit of Shin Megami Tensei 4 on the 3DS. And I don't know, like on the phone, it works fine and stuff, but I was actually surprised with the level design and stuff. They give you a character that does a lot of damage, like really early in the game, so it's actually been pretty easy since that. So, but yeah, I don't know, I've kind of been in the same thing where I'm just trying to find a game that I really want to play, but since there's not a lot of physical games available over here where I'm at in particular, just kind of shopping around a little bit.
I see. Well, I'm sure Shin Megami Tensei 4 will keep you still pretty preoccupied. I know that game has a lot to offer, like content-wise.
Yeah, the more I play it, the more I'm kind of getting used to it and liking it. It's just I died so many times in the first couple hours playing it, even more than the original, like Shin Megami Tensei and stuff. So I'm not sure how to feel about that, but yeah. But it's okay so far. So
Good, very good. And that leads us to Dash V. Have you been playing anything lately since we last spoke?
Yeah, I've been playing Mortal Kombat, the arcade game, through MAME for iOS on my iPhone 6 using the iCade controller. It's like a mini arcade machine that you can set your iPhone or your iPad into, and then it's got like a 6-button Street Fighter layout and a analog stick. Pretty darn satisfying. Really, really fun for a quick game of Mortal Kombat. MAME for iOS runs pretty well on the 6 Plus.
Cool.
And then on the Retron 5, I got some pickups recently. I got Battletoads Battle Maniacs for the Super NES, and I experienced soul-crushing defeat in the turbo tunnels, which I didn't know made a comeback in the Super Nintendo version, but they do, and they're defeating me at present. But I'm also playing some Sparkster for Sega Genesis on the Retron 5. Another pickup that I had a moment of weakness. I decided to stop waiting for the price to come down on that title and just said the heck with it and bought it on eBay when I saw a really good condition version of the cartridge. So, but really like both of those two games, Battletoads Battle Maniacs and Sparkster. The graphics hold up pretty well. The gameplay is pretty darn tight, so it's an enjoyable way to spend a few hours.
Very cool. Very cool. And I'm always happy to see the Retron 5 get some more love.
Since you're playing Battletoads, actually AVGN is doing a Bootsy Beats series, and he's doing Battletoads right now. So if you need some help with that, he's doing a really good playthrough of it.
He's doing that for the Nintendo, though, right?
Yours was the SNES, you said, right?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That said, I'll still check it out because I've never beaten the NES version.
Yeah,
I can get to the last level, but I can't beat it.
Yeah, I think I brought that up the last time we brought up Battletoads, actually.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, as usual, playing lots and lots of variety, which is awesome. So, very cool. Very cool. That will, I guess, takes us to our main topic tonight, and this one was thought up by Foxshot. So that being said, Foxshot, do you want to give us a little intro?
Sure. So one topic, I know I've kind of brought it up before a little bit, and it occasionally comes on, but we haven't really looked at it a whole lot, is video game art. And definitely the way it's used and like how it looks and everything has changed a lot over the years. So I thought that it might be a fun topic to talk about, some of our favorite pieces of video game art and to show it to everyone. And I think we'll also have like a link to that and maybe edit it in the video for later in case we can't get it on screen now. But just kind of talking about some of our favorite pieces of video game cover art and why we like them.
Okay, yeah, you're strictly talking about this time about just cover art, right? We can do other like in-game art, another podcast. Okay, just making sure. Cool. All right. Well, I like that idea. Personally speaking, I've definitely made some impulse buys just because the cover had anime-looking characters on the front, and that was enough for me. And I've avoided certain games because the cover had, nothing much to look at. So I think a good video game cover is very important when deciding whether or not to buy a game as an impulse buy. What about everyone else? How important is the cover art to the rest of you?
As long as it doesn't have writing all over the place telling you that the game was 10 out of 10, best game ever, type of stuff. Arkham City.
Too distracting, yeah.
What? Who said that? But yeah, that game's cover is ridiculous, meaning how it has 10 out of 10, and then in huge lettering, and then a little thing just saying the actual title of the game.
And yeah. Mr. Nyka, what about you?
Kinda, yeah. I'll get what the art looks like on the cover. And I'm like, do I want this game or not? I'm like,
What's your attention first?
Yeah, then I look up on my phone. I look up like reviews about this game. Like, I don't want to buy this game right now. What am I gonna buy?
It looks pretty, so you took it off the shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You take a gander at it.
It intrigues you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. What about the rest of you? I think Foxshot, you were about to say something. It looked like.
Yeah, sorry. So yeah, I mean, video game cover art. Of course, if you go to a GameStop or something, there's always going to be the games where you can't see some of the art. But the cover art is obviously the first thing you're going to see, and most of the time, unless you watch a video or you can demo a game in store, that cover combined with what you can see on the back is the most of what you're going to see with the game until you end up popping it in your console at home. So I mean, yeah, usually the cover art will be what gets me interested in something if I'm just browsing around a store. Nowadays with the internet and watching video reviews and everything else, to a certain extent the cover art isn't as important for me, but definitely if I'm browsing through a store and I'm going to make an impulse buy, I mean the cover art is that first thing that I'm going to see that really kind of like sets the tone for the game and might get me interested. So
Yeah, I mean, if you want an example of how cover art has kind of become less and less relevant for creators, it might sound kind of odd to say, but look at the Call of Duty series. Before you actually had a bunch of people on there in a war, nowadays you get like one person and it might even just be blacked out.
Well, I mean, I would still say that it's still important for sure, because that cover art and the style and it's basically reused every time where there's certain themes and a certain way they do it, where it's recognizable for sure. But I mean, yeah, from like an artistic point of view of maybe what they're trying to do, I would maybe say it's not as important because you already know going into the game what you're going to do, basically.
Yeah, I was just kind of trying to say that you see, they used to actually try to grab your attention with that one, but with the later titles, it doesn't seem like they are as much.
You're talking about Call of Duty still, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Not my favorite series, but so I'm not really sure what they look like.
It's not really my favorite series either, but I always see it around, and even just looking at the old covers compared to new ones, they've definitely toned it down a whole lot.
Yeah. And I mean,
Well, I have to say,
Oh, go ahead.
Someone said
All right.
something. It's okay.
I was just gonna say, I actually have all the Call of Duty games except for the most recent one in Steelbook edition because I bought the PlayStation 3 that I used. I bought off of a tournament gamer he was a Call of Duty professional tournament gamer, got paid to play and all that stuff. And when he got his PS4, I bought all his PS3 stuff. But I was really actually impressed at the level of detail and the quality and the artwork on the Steelbook. So I wonder how much of it is, well, look, you've got the Steelbooks, the limited, the collector's edition, right, the tournament editions that are going to be like really pimped out and just look amazing. And then for everybody else, well, you get what you get.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also let's face it, with just stuff going digital, they don't really put too much effort into it now, I think.
Yeah, they don't have to because that drives me nuts. I think a good piece of artwork on the front cover just says like a lot about the quality of a game. Sometimes, I mean, sometimes it could have a pretty cover and the game could be crap, but they put the time and the detail, the effort to make it look nice and aesthetically pleasing. I think that says something for the game.
It's like the old, it's like the old Atari, cartridge covers and all that. Like on Yar's Revenge, you have like this.
Yeah.
Like awesome
have
font on there, and that's not anywhere in the game.
Thank
False
you, Mr.
advertising.
Nikon. I'm glad somebody else brought that up because I was going to say, me, I'm not really on the one hand, I'm not really I don't impulse buy based on the cover art. I impulse buy based on it's a publisher I like, or a game developer that I like, or it's a
Or
good
Atlas
price on a
title.
game. You know, like for me, I grew up with the game is nothing like the cover, right? The 2600 era, even the Nintendo, the original Nintendo Entertainment System era. You have these really awesome, epic covers,
Yeah, like
and then the game is like, this is nothing at all like the cover.
Yeah,
like
like Mega Man.
Yeah, like Mega Man or Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I mean, like the game cover sets you up for like this really epic, like, you know, awesome experience, and then you're a block moving another block into a square.
Yeah.
As the years got on, though, I mean, the Mega Man covers did get better. Like, I think after Mega Man 3, they started getting a bit more better looking.
Mega Man 1 right there.
Mega Man 1 is so bad.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so bad.
And I'm gonna shoot robots.
I mean, gold.
It's
Why
one
is
of
he
those that's
wearing
so good it's
gold?
bad.
Looks like a Blue Angel. God, why is he wearing the... Whatever.
Now, I will
So,
say, though, that when it comes to retro gaming, I do go out of my way, to, even to the point of, like, paying more money, or even just passing on a purchase altogether, based on the quality of the game cover or the cover art on the... If the game's coming complete, the cover of either the cartridge itself or the disc or the game. I don't want to buy a used game that's got marker all over it. I don't want to buy a greatest hits version where half the cover art is gone because of, like Red Blaze was saying, there's like all this like, oh hey, 10 million other people bought this game, so you probably should too. Like, just show me the original art, give me the original art, untainted, undamaged, and I will take that over a beat up copy, you know, any day of the week. Because I do appreciate the original game art, and I buy it to play, but also I want to kind of display it. All the games that I buy are games that I'm proud to own, so I want something that's going to look good in a display.
Right. Well, and,
oh, go ahead. I was just going to see what Bandit Chaos thought of the whole topic, but go ahead quickly.
and I mean, I think that brings up a good point, and I think there's a lot of small things like that we have to think about as well, is that, you know, on the Atari 2600 cartridges and things like that, the art that was on there was also the cover art that was on the original box and everything else. Of course, nowadays with CDs and digital distribution and such, you know, no one really looks at what is actually on the CD. It's all about what's on the cover box. And of course, when we store boxes nowadays, you know, it's not like we have it like on a GameStop shelf where most of the time they're facing outward. Most of the time we don't even see the cover art.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and I mean, I think we also have to kind of change our idea of cover art as well and how it's used, especially on something like the Steam store. Specifically when you're talking about indie titles, because usually, you know, whether it's the daily deal or if you're just browsing through Steam, what the cover art would be, I mean, that's essentially, at least for me when I'm going through games, that's what first grabs my interest, and also that usually reflects the art style of the game as well. So I think particularly for indie games, the cover art is much more important than something like an Xbox 360 or a PS3 game, because it really has to reflect a lot more about the game, or at least it usually does. And I mean, we could talk about, you know, video games becoming more cinematic and maybe cover art becoming more like a movie poster than, you know, an Atari 2600 game was, and needing to have imagination and such. But that, I think that would spend probably too much time on the topic, but I think those are some things to maybe consider too as well.
Talking about like games like a movie poster, like, you know, like Xenoblade, you had this as your normal cover.
Mm-hmm.
But on the inside of the actual cover, you could actually flip it around, and you get.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's pretty neat. I know that. Is that for the Wii? That one?
For the Wii.
Oh, I'll have to do that when I go back to my game room. That's pretty cool.
Too. So yeah, like most discs are pretty plain. This has got a pretty awesome looking disc also. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like when the discs have nice art too. I think that kind of just, and especially if it's different from the actual cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's similar to the cover, but.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I like how they have the little
the Monado.
The hole is right where the disc spindle is. So.
I didn't even notice that. That's pretty cool.
Was this that motivational game?
Yeah, it's just a motivational game, Jenny.
Good job. You're doing great. Going. Yay. Go team.
So, Bad at Chaos, what about you? How important is a pretty cover when you're buying a game?
Oh, what's your eye?
I don't know. If it's like, obviously, if it's like in a store or something, I've never heard of this game before, whatever. It's like, oh, it's the first thing that kind of grabs your attention, right?
Yeah.
And kind of like what Fox said with like on Steam with indie games, it's like, there's so many indie games, and a lot of them, are not, being covered by other media or, other news sources, because, there's just a vast sea of, indie games, and the only time, you're ever going to probably ever hear about it is just, happening to see the cover of it on, the Steam store somewhere, and, running across it. And if it's, kind of a lame cover that somebody put together in MS Paint in 15 minutes, it's probably just going to be overlooked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it is kind of important to an extent. I mean, obviously, it's probably not as big of a deal with established franchises or established console AAA titles, but
Yeah.
it definitely is important on Steam.
I agree. I could definitely see that. So I thought it'd be fun for us to kind of, get to know each other a little bit better and show off some of our favorite video game covers. If you have it, that is awesome. I know some of the cast members are audio only, so you'll just have to either get your camera on
Imagine.
Or
explain
one
it
of us
to
might have to really quickly try to find a copy
video
of the game.
game cover.
What
The
was that, Mr.
screen
Nyquist?
share option is in the toolbox to the left, but I'm not sure how well it works.
And
Well, at the
don't
end of the
worry about
show, we can somehow compose a list of some of our favorite covers, if you want to, and that way and post them on the forums and all that good stuff, if everyone wants to do that sort of thing. So, just an idea. But, so who wants to start? Looks like Mr. Nikon's rummaging through his stuff
Are
right
we
now.
naming favorite doing it?
I'll start.
There she is. Who'll start? Who's going first? Okay, Red Blaze, what
I
you
guess
got for us?
I got a game that, as far as I know, is the only one that I actually bought based on the cover itself. Just because I was in the store and it gave me such a vibe of a movie that I really enjoy.
Okay.
The game is called Skeleton Warriors. And
That's awesome looking.
yeah, just looking at it, I got it like an instant. I got an instant Evil Dead, Army of Darkness vibe from it. So I just had to get it based on that.
Is the game fun?
It's not bad.
Is that for the Saturn?
Yeah,
PlayStation?
I actually originally picked it up on the PlayStation and just found the Saturn version for a little bit cheaper.
That's awesome.
So I decided to pick up the Saturn version because why not?
Hey, the Saturn. I'm always saying the Sega Saturn needs more love. So good choice there. And speaking of which, unless there was more you wanted to talk about that game.
No, not really. I mean, if you want to just everybody do one and then go on to the next one, or do you want to just do all three that we picked and then go on?
Well, you mentioned a Saturn game, so I have a Saturn game too. Figure we can keep the trend going until the Saturn runs out of love.
Alright. Might
As
as
a
well not-
backstory, I was in the 7th grade. I was going through a video game magazine, and I saw the cover for this game right here. This is the cover art is the same as the advertisement art. Right there, Albert Odyssey for the Sega Saturn.
I just gotta say real quick that when you went and said this cover art, all of a sudden, Bad at Chaos's picture popped up, and so it was like this
Oh, he's
cover art.
gone?
and
Oh, he's
then it was
gone.
Yoshi.
We will never fight about the laser again.
Yeah, or Yoshi apparently. That has his connection. Like, what is going on with that?
Well, they got their lines made out of trees. up
Yeah,
there.
he is in like.
His stuff.
Oh yeah, there he is. He's back. Anyway, so I was well into RPGs by this point, but I saw this cover, or I'm sorry, this video game advertisement, and it's the same as this cover art. I forget what magazine it was, but I had to have this game, and it took me about I would say maybe 16, 15 years until I actually found this copy. Mr. Nikon and Foxshot may remember like the first podcast we did. I talked about it for a little bit. So yeah, this is one of my favorite finds, obviously. But I just love this cover art. I love how it's all shiny, like the lettering's all metallic finish.
Yeah.
All the anime goodness.
It reminds
I-
me of the old
I know they're both-
Right there.
Stadium Club baseball cards.
Say what?
So it reminds me of the old Top Stadium Club baseball cards.
Well, I collected X-Men cards, not baseball cards, but I guess same principle.
Oh. I was gonna say I know that they're working design games, but as soon as you showed that cover, it just immediately reminded me of Lunar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you on the money. Yeah, it's a working design game, so they're a little hard to find. But yeah, this is one of my favorite cover arts of all time, just because it takes me way back to a time when I wanted to play the game, and I finally got the chance to, and I'm so glad I did. So yeah, that's one of my favorite ones.
Now
Who wants to go next?
Um,
Mr. Nikon?
so I'm gonna go probably this one right now, like Kadash. There we go.
There it is.
Yeah.
Is that working designs as well?
Yes, it is.
Oh my goodness, I had no idea.
Yeah. So yeah, I saw this
Okay.
like and it's like,
I'm
oh,
sorry.
that was a cool cover. I'll get this one.
Okay, so what is the game? Is the game fun? Is it
Yeah, it's a
up your alley?
what?
Then I picked up Soup because it had bright colors.
Yeah,
and
you-
then I realized that Soup was crap and I didn't want to play it.
That's Jenny with Zoop. Yeah, it's a fun game. It's kind of as I talk about, it's like an RP. You gotta save the princess. It's kind of like your side-scrolling platformer. It's a fun game. You choose from your characters. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's a TurboGrafx 16 game. So they need more love. Come on. The cartridges are the same size like as a
Looks like
credit
a-
card.
Yeah, it looks like a let's say a playing card or something. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
You carry these around in your wallet if you had to.
So you go to ride the subway, you're like, yep, just kidding. Try this one instead. So.
One day we'll use these as currency. But yeah, it's the cover is pretty odd. You got
Yeah, what was on that anyway? Like, it was obvious with Red Blazes. It was Evil Dead B horror movie. With mine, it was straight up 1990s anime. What was on your cover? Like, I couldn't really. It's really busy.
They're fighting a dragon.
Kind of see that. Oh, I see the dragon. It looks like a viper.
You got the warrior, the wizard, I guess the priestess.
The priestess is kind of a whore. She went on
Yeah.
those legs.
Yeah, and
What's the name of the game?
What's the other guy? The ninja, all fighting a dragon.
Very cool.
Yeah, and this is one of the few multiplayer games that they have. So it's fun if you have two players. You can play two players on this.
Right on. Well, for our audio-only friends, I know Bad at Chaos, you were trying to show off something, but then it went kaput.
Oh,
Yeah, what was it? Yoshi on the
There you go.
64?
yeah.
Yes, I'm showing.
I don't know if you can see my image, but it's. I
there
have
it
two
is.
games. These are the only two that I own that I thought were kind of cool. It's Yoshi's Island and Yoshi's Story, the Japanese covers, and I thought they were pretty cool.
Colorful.
And yeah, they're really colorful. I don't know, for some reason I like the Yoshi Story one because they're kind of drawn to look like patchwork, kind of, sort of, yeah. And one other game I bought probably just because of, I don't know if it'll turn on. Let me see. There you go. I don't know if you could see it yet, but Captain Rainbow for the Wii.
Oh,
Had
Captain
a,
Rainbow.
Never
pretty
heard of it.
colorful. Yeah. Yeah, it was a Japanese-only Wii title. It wasn't
Yeah,
that
probably-
great, but it
Probably
has a
most,
pretty
probably most
pretty
famous for having the Fat Little Mac. That's the only thing I remember from that game is the Fat Little Mac.
Yeah, they had Birdo. Basically, it was a game kind of about like all of these rejected or kind of lost or forgotten Nintendo characters, and they had like Little Mac and Birdo and a couple other characters. But
Oh, neato.
Cool.
Is it a fun? Did you try it yet? Is it entertaining?
I played it. I can't get very far, in part to that I don't really know enough Japanese, but it's not. It doesn't seem very interesting to me. It's just kind of like, oh, you're running around and characters are asking for certain items, and you have to go find the items and bring it back to them. I don't know. It doesn't seem very interesting, but yeah, that's probably why I never came over here. But
And based on that cover art, looks like it'd be like a Beautiful Joe platformer, kind of intense 2D game. That's what it looks like based on the cover.
yeah. Oh, I mean the art is I mean it's all right. Yeah, the game it's not great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can't win them all. Foxshot, you're next down the line. Do you have a favorite cover art off the top of your head? Is he available still? I've lost him.
Yeah, sorry. No,
There he is.
I
Yeah,
just
there he is.
my mic muted here. Sorry, give me just a second. So I'm not really a fan of 2600 games, and I will try to pull this up here. So I'm not really a fan of 2600 games, but I really do like the 2600 cover art. So I'm going to see if screen share will work. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. So one of the covers I like is from the Space Combat Atari 2600 cartridge. I just really like the 2600 art, even though I don't really like to play the games.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always got that sort of like hand-drawn style to it, and they just look so cool. When I was trying to pick these, I was trying to go by, if I actually had to have a poster of this, like up in my room, what game covers would I choose? So I really like Space Combat on the 2600. There's also another cover that I ran across, which was...
Whoa, what is this?
Oh,
Yeah,
my.
I think the U.S. release, it was like Guardian Gaiden or something like that, or like the Guardian... It was like the Guardian Legend, something like that. But the Japanese cover is so much better. I just love like all of the little detail that you can tell.
Yeah,
like,
that's pretty cool. It reminds me of Kerrigan from StarCraft a little bit.
Yeah. But I mean, I just love like the level of detail that went into it. It's kind of a sexy sci-fi look, but it's also just like a lot of machinery, a lot of detail. So it just looks really cool. And then I kind of had a hard time choosing a third one, but there was actually like a Steam sale, and I haven't played the game, but I just noticed the art for Lisa, which is an indie game. And it's just really simple, you just have these two characters and kind of the text in the background, but I love the amount of emotion that's really in it, and I think it's kind of like complemented well by the colors too. It's got a really simple palette, but there's a lot of emotion even just in this one picture for me, so I really like that one.
It's like equal parts creepy, but equal parts like, cool at the same time. Like it's because that hulking beast of a man is there, but that's kind of odd looking. But that girl looks like she's more like taking care of him instead of the other way around. So that's pretty neat.
It's like a sloth of chunks in you say, Jenny?
Yeah.
What's up?
I said it looks like a sloth love chunk thing, but prettier.
Dash V? How about you, off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, this isn't going to come as a surprise to anybody. Tomb Raider, the reboot.
You like Tomb Raider?
I had no idea.
I like the Tomb Raider cover, and the reason, part of the reason that I liked it is something that Fox said earlier, which is think the whole, like, for Tomb Raider, I think that the cover to the game.
We're having a little bit of technical difficulty with your Dash V. You went from normal speech to slow speech to silent. So, can you hear us okay? Yes, no, maybe so?
I think we lost him.
You think okay.
Control to Major.
No!
Well, Bandit Chaos, it wasn't you this time, so there's that.
Yay!
There's the laser.
I love it. Well, in the meantime, Red Blaze, do you have another one you want to show off?
Yeah, I still got a few.
Okay.
I mean, one, got to go with any of the Tales games.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, love. That's such a good one right there.
All their cover art's pretty good. I mean, lately they've been doing the more kind of defined anime look, I guess you could say. A lot more art into it. And the reason why I picked the collector's edition up here to show off is because it's got
oh my god, I love that.
It's got all the artwork around it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That looks more like when they actually brought out the game.
I love that artist too, Kosuke Fujishima. He is so talented.
Yeah, and I do have one more game to talk about if you don't mind
Yeah,
me doing that.
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Muramasa the Demon Blade.
Hey.
Main reason why I picked this up is because of how good the art is in the game, and they show it right on the cover.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Vanillaware does not mess around with their artwork.
Yeah.
And yeah. See, I played the Vita version, so I'm not really familiar how that one looks. Hold that back up, if you can.
And
Yeah,
also,
that Kraken boss. That's exactly how it looks in the game.
Hold on.
and also what I like about this is the cover art. This is the manual, completely different artwork, and so is the disc.
Yeah, I like when companies do
Wow,
that.
that's
Like
nice.
a lot of times they'll actually put like alternate cover art as the manual, or vice versa. You know what I mean? Like it was just kind of like, oh, here's a great cover, but it's not quite good enough to be the cover, so we'll put it on the manual. So sometimes you actually have some pretty good art on the manuals too.
Absolutely.
Actually, like
sometimes-
sorry, I was going to say actually Captain Rainbow is actually a game that's one of those. I can't find a picture of it online to share, but sorry, what were you going to say, Red Blaze?
I was going to say, and you kind of like also how you had Nikon hold up Xenoblade Chronicles earlier, you got reversible covers also.
Yeah, those aren't a deal breaker, but if they have them, like that game automatically gets some extra points with me.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
especially with clear cases like with the PS3, I think.
Oh yeah, exactly. I got one to show. It's not very good, but whenever I look at it, I'm entertained by it. This is the cover for the original Suikoden for the PlayStation 1, and it's one of those kind of like the original Mega Man. It's so bad it's good. Like this is some trash novel, 1979 character art right here, as you can clearly see by everyone. None of these characters, as far as I can tell, are in the game, and this one right here. Let's see. I'm living for her resting bitch face, like that. She is PMSing over something, and I am living for it. I'm not sure what, but who knows. And it's funny that they have this awful art on the cover, whereas the manual is classic anime, like Suikoden was meant to be. So I love how different it is. Like both are really enjoyable for different reasons.
Like they had some intern just do the cover art.
Yeah, like
Make a cover for this game.
like those bad Fabio romance novels. Like someone
Is that Delta
So they
Reese?
messed Mr. Calling and drew this instead. Like look at the Archer. He is
God, we're all talking at the same time.
buff as all. Look at how buff that Archer is. He's not in the game at all. So what? Where? And I looked. I got all 108 stars of Destiny, America. So he's not there.
That one woman she looks like almost like Delta Reese almost.
Say again?
Looks like Delta Reese almost.
The archer or the girl?
The girl.
With the bitch face?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's designing women.
Wait. Oh, you mean Delta Burke?
Yeah, whatever her name.
Yeah, Delta Burke. Yeah. Come on, I thought you were an '80s child. Oh.
I never watched Designing Women. I'm sorry.
Oh. I did.
Yeah.
Still do. That's okay though. So that's another one of mine. Let's see.
I've got another
Dash
one.
V, can you hear us now? At all?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Finally, yes. Okay. So you were talking about Tomb Raider before.
Oh, yeah.
And,
I was just mentioning that I thought it was one of those ones that, like Fox was saying, the cover art was kind of like a movie poster based on the game.
Yeah.
They kind of hit that bar of quality where, what you saw on the cover, that was what you could expect. That was the Lara Croft that you would come to know in that game, and it looked like the same character that was in the game, and all the weapons and characters included in the cover art, everything was right there. What was in the cover art was what you were going to find in the game.
Neato. Mr. Nikon, you got something in your mouth there. You shouldn't eat your...
You should eat your Defender.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Defender here. Like the cover of this is there's like so much going on. And she's
Is that...
like, oh my god.
Is that Farrah Fawcett?
You got this old guy here. It's like, oh no, and you got like pillars and
So everyone
shit.
is Jewish now?
Yes, everyone old is Jewish now. Like, these old Atari games, like these covers are so intense sometimes.
If only the games were as intense for that system.
Yeah, these two, they're never in the game.
Is that a girl on the...
Yeah,
Like I see big Farrah Fawcett hair, so...
yeah. It's a chick.
Oh, wow.
So yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's like the Atari games, they either had those or you just had these plain old covers right here. Which is,
Yeah, and what's amazing is some of the ones that had the plain covers were like the greatest games, right? Like Combat. It's just a black cartridge that says Combat. But I played that for hours.
Do you have
there,
combat?
I got Combat right here. There we go.
And it just says in bright red letters, it says Combat.
With Vic Morrow.
What game is that? Oh, it's Combat.
Oh, and I see Bandit Chaos has Bad Dudes. Oh my god, that
Bad
brings
Dudes.
me back.
Fun fact, that's the guy who did that cover also did Mega Man 2 as well. His name's Mark Erickson. He's actually pretty cool. He's actually done a crap ton of covers.
Which one do you like?
Hey,
Space Invaders.
That Bad Dudes cover, like that's kind of more fitting along with the lines of the game. That they kind of
I just think it's
represent the
perfect.
sprites.
It just like totally embodies like mid '80s action movie. You got like ninjas throwing, little throwing stars. You got a helicopter
Captor, yeah.
overhead. It's just like these guys with,
it's got these two bad dudes right there in the
Dudes
center.
in white beaters and mullets.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Got headbands on. It's just awesome.
And very tight
Right.
jeans.
I'm getting Patrick Swayze Roadhouse tight jeans with that cover.
And
I love
even
it.
even the typesetting for the title, Bad Dudes, is just, I don't know, just screams 80s.
Yeah.
What, you want to talk about this one,
But,
Denny?
but were you
Real quick,
bad enough to save the president?
No, I wasn't, sorry.
Yeah, I don't think
real quick for Dash, I'm just gonna hold up the two Tomb Raider covers for the reboot
There we go.
there you go.
because I got both the PS3 and PS4 versions.
And Jenny has one she wants to show off.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
She likes the
Oh, God damn it!
Invaders. Right here.
It looks like a cool, like it
Looks like a snow globe.
What's it look like, Jenny?
It looks like a movie poster.
The old 50s sci-fi horror movies.
Mm-hmm. Shut up. That looks cool.
That's what I have to say, Jen.
What? It does.
Okay.
Oh, that's funny. I'm really loving all this. A lot of these are like bringing back memories. That Bad Dudes one, though, that one just That takes me back. That's awesome.
Oh, I got another one to show off.
Oh, that's just that.
Yeah, I just bought it because of the cover. I didn't even look at it. I thought it'd be cooler. China Warrior.
It-
You got a guy kicking someone in the face. I'm like, oh, this game's got to be cool.
but the way the art's drawn, it looks like he's barely tapping his chin. That's what's funny to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
and
like, here, kiss my foot.
And
Like that's what it looks like.
And honestly, it kind of looks like a very wimpy jump kit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do you like my shoes? That's what it's saying. Not like, yeah.
China Warrior. Yep.
Have you played it yet?
I played it. It kind of sucks. It's probably one of the worst games they made for the TurboGrafx 16.
hmm
You know, you're just walking down straight and just like punching and kicking. So
That's funny.
That one. I like that.
I have one more to show off. This is a Super Famicom title, but it's part of one of my favorite game series, the Saga series. This is cover for Romancing Saga 3. It's kind of
Yeah, I
busy
love
looking, but I just think this is so stunning, this artwork. It looks like it belongs in like an Aztec.
Yeah, it's got like the Mayan Aztec kind of look going on.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I think it's just really well done. I mean, like the back of the cover is nice too. It has all the characters and some screenshots, but just how mystic this looks.
Yeah,
I think that's so cool.
the Super Famicom boxes had more design to them than the
Yeah.
Super Nintendo stuff.
Oh yeah, by a landslide.
Go get Madura too. The box over there, Jen. Right there. The box right there, Jen.
You have something to show?
Yeah,
Mr.
another
Nikon?
Super Famicom one.
All right, let's see it.
Jenny's getting it. The box right there.
The box?
Madura 2. Right there.
Oh, this?
Yes.
That's tape.
Right. No, your other right.
I thought
So, yeah,
it was
this one right here.
VHS tape.
No, not your right, my right.
Right here.
Madara 2.
The box are cool, yeah.
That is really nice. Oh, I love that old school anime look.
Yeah.
What's the premise of this?
I don't know, it's all in Japanese, so
Well,
it's got a cool box,
Yeah, there's a lot of cool Super Family stuff.
you know.
I know. Like, I'm not sure if anyone played the original Breath of Fire or Breath of Fire 2 in the Super Nintendo, but our box art is so awful compared to their box art in Japan.
Yeah, it seems
Yeah.
like a lot of the Japanese box art, I always like that better than the US stuff.
You know, one day I will say, I think that we got the better deal was Chrono Trigger. Actually, I don't know. To me, it
Well,
looks
why do you think that?
Well, for one, it looks like an actual battle on the US release. The other one is just a whole bunch of characters in a line.
Yeah, I I definitely see what you're saying, but the thing that always just weirded me out with the Chrono Trigger cover is that Marley, who is usually who is an ice caster, is casting a fire spell on Chrono's sword instead of an ice spell. So they kind of like missed the memo on that one. But other than that, it's pretty. It's classic. So, Mr. Nikon, is Jenny getting some more stuff?
Yeah, she's going to the Famicom Disk System stuff now.
Well, she's
Rip.
grabbing that. There's a couple that I just got home. There's a couple that I got that I'm pretty sure nobody else is going to mention. So this is for
Oh yes, of course.
Who shot Johnny Rock?
Yep. I think it's another one of those, like, way before Tomb Raider or anything like that. I mean, this was like a movie poster of the game. You're going to see a blonde in red, and there's going to be Tommy guns involved. Yes.
Here we go.
There you go, twinsies.
So, this game, this is an actual, like, impulse buy. I actually bought a console based on being intrigued by the cover of this game, which led me to go read about what the game was, which made me interested enough to buy a CDI console. Burn Cycle. This is actually a pretty good game.
That cover is tripping me out though.
I know, doesn't it? It's like a total trip, right?
Is he okay? The guy in the middle, is he all right? Like he looks like he's in pain.
Burn Cycle.
Well, all three of those are him. All three are that guy. So what it's
Oh,
supposed to
okay.
be is him going from normal
The constipated.
burn
To
cycle.
acid reflux mode.
Yeah. It's basically supposed to be showing him going from normal to burn cycle. What it is you're a data hacker and you steal information from this computer by downloading it directly into your brain. But it contained a virus called burn cycle, and if you do not purge it from your brain, it will rip your brain, inside out.
That's how hacking was done back in the 90s.
Yes, back when Angelina Jolie was much younger, and
Oh my god! Now, wow.
They have this
back when
huge
the Fox-
external modem.
Son of a bitch.
Yes, and then this is the last one that I have. I bought this at a yard sale. The cover got me to say, wow, I got to take a look at this. And then the price of it being only 50 cents, I left with it. But it's got everything right down to the original receipt from the store that he bought it from. It's got like a poster, a book, 5 1/4 floppy disks.
I've been
Yeah,
fought.
remember when a floppy disk could just destroy the world in movies?
Yes.
Do you want to play thermonuclear war?
I've got the virus right here.
Oh man.
You're staining the table.
Oy vey, I'm sorry.
All right, you
So,
two.
have
No
you
fighting
ever
on camera.
Have you ever bought a game just because you think that the cover will look good in your collection? Like you don't even necessarily care what the game contains. You just want to have it on display.
Actually,
Not really.
kind of.
I don't think so.
That box.
Kind
Well,
of. Was,
Well, that's different.
You won't let me throw out the box that it came in. You have to display the box.
It's the Dreamcast box.
Oh yeah, I keep that. Yeah. That's a.
Go grab it,
Right.
Trent.
Just turn the computer on.
yeah, I mean,
There, it's on the top
I-
shelf.
I guess I kind of have with Batman the Brave and the Bold and Geometry Wars Galaxies on the Wii, because otherwise all the boxes are completely white, and those two are the only ones that I know of that have side art.
Yeah, some
Which,
games
know,
I like when they're all. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, I played Geometry Wars Galaxies on the DS before I played it on the Wii, and
Look
the
how
Brave and the Bold is done by WayForward, so you know it's going to be pretty good.
When you mentioned the side art, like
the spine, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a nice touch as well, especially when they come together and they form a bigger picture of the same series. That's always a neat little.
Oh, that was one of my favorite things about Nintendo Power back when I was getting it.
They would do that?
Yeah, during the GameCube era.
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. Awesome.
Wait, here's one that talking about this Dreamcast box.
Oh wow, that's
Which
That's
is
interesting.
he was the CEO of Sega during this time.
You actually have that? Oh man, that's cool.
that's pretty neat.
Yeah, I've seen that before. That's pretty sweet.
He doesn't look like Segata.
Sweet.
It's a bright orange box with a picture of a guy talking on the phone. Like 12 times.
You're not a gamer. You'll never understand.
I hope you understand.
That'd be sweet. Now I just gotta get me like a Reggie Fils-Aimé version of that with the Wii U. Just have Reggie all over it, or something like that.
His ugly mug everywhere.
My
Yeah.
Body's Ready
Yeah, exactly the My Body Ready version. Yeah,
edition, yeah.
yeah, it just takes up the entire side of the box.
And where when you open it up, it's got Reggie's face etched into the Wii U.
Yep.
It's a lot of.
He's had
Well, friends, it has been 1 hour, so it looks like we are about done with this lovely podcast. So does anyone have any closing thoughts before we sign off?
buy video games, eat veggies. Jenny says.
Don't do drugs.
Stay near
Why?
your friends.
Why is Jenny holding a jar of peanut butter to her cheek?
She's feeding peanut butter to the dog.
The dog.
Oh my.
Whenever I'm done with the jar, I always let him lick it out. And
The peanut butter?
yeah,
The
and he's
peanut butter.
licking
Okay,
it.
just making sure.
Yeah, no. I don't have
Final thoughts. Final thoughts.
rub them on my face.
Oh.
You
But
know,
anyway, follow us on the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel,
MySpace.
MySpace, friends.
comment down below. Tell us what you think.
Yeah, comment.
Oh yeah, leave comments.
We do.
Yeah,
We
leave
do read that
comments.
stuff.
Do you guys have a 1-800 number?
We do have a 1-800 number. It's 1-800.
The party line.
So I always say it once. If you didn't get that first time, forget about it.
1-800-VG Collect. Save the people you call up to 44%.
Dial down the. It's not
Down the center.
Yeah.
Down the center with.
Yeah. Don't follow us on Ashley Madison anymore. It got hacked, so we don't want your information out there.
Yeah, all our data was breached. So
Yeah.
not very good.
Christian Mingle, Farmers Only.
Plenty of fish. Okay, Cupid.
Our time, for you over 50 folk.
Jade 8.
Square, Urban
Jade 8,
Spoon.
yeah, Jade 8. We're on Jade 8 too.
Poor Jenny. She's so abused.
And what's that last one that we always forget to mention?
We're also
Go
on
ahead.
Grindr. So.
Grass, we are on Grinder.
And Doggy Tinder, yes. And yet,
Grinder.
here's what you'll see on Doggy Tinder.
So all of you-
Well, and there's Doggy Tinder for you.
Aw. Oh Oh my.
You like this peanut butter. Anyway, thank you all for watching.
Yes,
See you
thank
all
you.
next week. Good
Go
night.
out there, get gas, and chew bubble gum, and be all out of bubble gum.
Get gas and chew bubble gum.
Get
Get
gas.
Oh, get gas. Get gas.
Come on.
Anyway, on that
You-
note, good night.
Come on, Rowdy Piper there.
Yes, Rowdy Piper.
Yes, whatever that means.